vocab 2 and see how it's going. On this vocab list, how many of you guys thought you knew what la escuela meant? Anybody think you know what la escuela means? What do you think? The school. It does mean the school. Okay? If it helps you out to remember the is la, then go ahead and write the school. El alumno and el estudiante. As opposed to la alumna and la estudiante. What do you think, Antonio?
Male student.
Boy student, a male student, okay? El alumno or el estudiante means a boy student, or the male student. Okay? As opposed to la alumna or la estudiante. What does that one mean?
The girl student.
The girl student. How could you tell?
Because it's opposite of the
Yeah, you can look at that A on the end, or you can look at the word la, and now you guys are starting to put together that la means the for girls or for boys?
Oh wait, no.
Just for boys right
Yeah.
now. Okay? Or for girls, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm getting confused.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Next, el profesor. What I would like for you guys to do is to take one of those S's and scratch it out.
professor, the professor.
Teacher. Okay, I'm going to use the word teacher because professor more sounds like, oh goodness gracious, there it goes again doing it. When I hear professor, I think college, which we don't need it for that. Professor. Or, I'm sorry, teacher. My bad. I'm so confused. Teacher. Male or female?
Male.
Male. La profesora.
Girl teacher.
Female teacher. Okay? So, Señor Vermeulen. Profesor o profesora? Profesor. La señora Frank. Profesor o profesora?
Profesora.
Profesora. Muy bien. El español. How many of you guys thought you know what that meant? Raise your hand if you think you know what it means. What is it, chicos? Tell me.
Spanish.
Spanish. Very good. El español does mean Spanish.
French.
Is it French or France?
French.
It's French. Very good. Whoops.
French.
French. Francés is French. Francia is France. Next one. Again, silly Microsoft Word is pulling tricks on me. Take that E and make it an E with an accent, please. El inglés should have an accent. What is that?
English.
English. Very good. When I was telling you guys to escribir en inglés earlier today, what was I telling you to do?
Write in English.
Write in English. Very good. La ciencia con Señora Coleman o Señora Van White?
Science.
Science. Oops. Los estudios sociales, sí. Social studies.
History.
Con Señor Vermeulen. La historia?
History.
History. Las matemáticas? Math. And then I'm going to go back up to the next column. You may not have to because I kind of got my columns messed up. La música is what?
Music.
Music. Now, if you are in band and you don't want to call it music class, you can call it la banda. La banda. It's like band with an A at the end. Okay? El arte.
Art.
You're right.
And what's it called?
Gym.
How did you know this was gym?
Because it says
Education.
Education.
Education, physical, otherwise known as PE, physical education, or gym.
Class.
See?
Why is that a feminine word?
You know, there's really no rhyme or reason. That's a really good question.
What?
I will tell you it's because the educación ends in ION, and every word that ends in ION in Spanish is going to be feminine. But there's no rhyme or reason as to why your chair is feminine and why your table is feminine, why a car is masculine, why the windows are feminine. It's just, that's the gender that they developed. It's not like you're looking at, your chair and you pick it up to see if it has girl or boy parts, okay? It's not like that at all. Alright? It's just,
Oh, take that
it's
out.
totally random. La clase is what? Class. No, it does not mean cursive. How many of you guys think curso means something different? Any ideas? No, it's actually course, which kind of looks like the English. A course in a class class are kind of interchangeable. Like a class, you might say like I have 7 different classes during the day. Course, they usually mean like the whole class is an entity. Like I teach the course of Spanish 1, okay? As opposed to Senora Coleman, who teaches the course of 8th grade science, okay? So course is like the actual academic subject almost.
Is this one pencil?
Nope. I'm going to actually stop for a second because I think that we've gotten about through most of them that you guys should have recognized. However, these words here, escuela, estudiante, profesor, profesora, español, you probably knew before you came in, francés, ciencia, estudios sociales, música, arte, educación física, all of those are called cognates. Cognates. Cognates, I'm going to write that word down for you because you're going to see it sometime. Cognates are words that look alike in English and Spanish. Arte, could you tell just by looking at that before you walked in the door that that was art?
Yeah.
Okay. Words that look alike in English and Spanish or look similar in English and Spanish are called cognates. You hear me use that word several different times throughout the year, and a really, really good strategy in Spanish to use when you're learning new words is to pick out the words that you think are cognates. You may not always be correct, okay? Such as the word for folder is carpeta. It looks like carpet with an A on the end of it. So when I was teaching that to my 7th graders, I think yesterday, they said, oh, that's carpet. It's folder. Sometimes it can be kind of tricky, but most of the time, they look alike. Okay, fácil. You will not be able to take a look at this and know what it means. It is not a cognate. Fácil means easy. Yeah. You might have been able to tell that by looking at difícil, which looks like what? Difficult. Okay, so then you might have been able to be like, oh, maybe fácil means easy. But easy is fácil, difícil is difficult. Secondary what? Secondary school. A secondary school is sometimes called a middle school. I'm also going to give you another word that sometimes people will use, which is el colegio. El colegio looks like college. That's what you're in right now, not college, but a middle school. El colegio is sometimes shortened to el cole, and that means middle school as well. The rest of these words are kind of random, so I do apologize if they seem really random. It's because they are. Nuevo means new. Might be used in this unit as to refer to like a nuevo estudiante. What is that?
New student.
New student. Mismo means same. It might be like you might be talking about how you and another person have la misma clase. What is that?
Same class.
The same class.
We might have to say
También is also. Okay? You might talk about how Emilia está en mi clase de español también. Emilia is also in my Spanish class. Bastante means rather, or sometimes means enough. I believe that we're going to use that more as rather in this. Such as I might say, ah, pues Brad Pitt, él es bastante guapo, ¿no? He's rather handsome. Say,
I know what movie
No.
means.
you do know what muy means?
Very.
What does muy mean?
Very.
Very. Okay. If you think that Megan Fox is the most amazing girl to ever live, you might say, Megan Fox is muy guapa. Muy guapa. Please don't say mucha guapa. That does not make any sense. People will laugh at you if you say stuff like that. Say muy guapa. That word very, you use that one in front of adjectives. Pero means but. B-U-T. Not the other one. Sorry to get you excited.
What is the other kind of butt though? Like, how do you spell that kind?
We'll talk about that after class. Oye means listen. Several times a day I might have to say to Emilia, oye, escucha, silencio, Emilia, silencio. See?
What is this?
Bien?
Sweetness.
What do you think silencio means?
Silence.
Silence, quiet, okay?